You have to be the one that saves yourself. So if you make a change instantly in how you are perceiving things, the whole world changes. And if you've seen that, hey, we're already living in a different way. Um, it's happening right now. There is a governing system down there on Wall Street. That is a government system. They are looking after the needs of people that are showing up to the 99%. And as it grows, the solutions to how to care for everybody are growing. It's already changed. We already have our new government system. We already have, nobody is being abused down there. Everybody is treating everybody right. Everybody's got food. I bet you any money everybody's health is getting a little bit better down there, other than the cold. But there are ways that you can even solve those problems. So to me, it almost seems like this revolution is already over. It began a long time ago, but it's done. It's here. It's line up and do your job. Your purpose is to support this. If it is about making food, make food. It's about doing what you love and doing it for free. And the system's already changed, which is what I'm doing. I love talking about the things I love talking about, and I'm willing to do it for free. But those are our new careers, is finding out how you sustain. You will be interested in something that you know something about, that you're willing to, dive in. So I'm seeing that land is a little bit of a problem. And I don't really see too much of a problem. Make it like a Woodstock. Go out in some privately owned field that can support thousands and thousands of people, because you don't have to say you're on Wall Street and be beside the buildings by the police. You don't need to be putting up with that crap, because you're not trying to convince them. You don't have any demand lists. You're making your society now. You are doing it, not them. They are insane. You are insane thinking that they will do something different. So this is where victims need to take some sense of responsibility for self. Is, you already know he's an abuser, but you're going to keep trusting. They're going to say sorry and give you flowers and give you promises to repeat the pattern again. And the only way out of this is if we jump out of it and we be the solution ourselves. So that's where we need to look at, how do we create justice within our new dynamics that we're creating. I'd love to see this in a private field where it grows and it's just a chance for you to go and visit. Money is not really, if we're going to talk about our economic way of life, what we need to do is change the way we perceive money. All you have to do is change the way you perceive it, and then you change the way it flows. If you look at anybody that has a big house, big car, big bank account, anybody that's got more money than the poorest person on the planet, you know that they are insane and need medical help. If we ended up just developing a new social belief that says, if you have too much while somebody has nothing, you are going down the path of insane, and you have the potential to convince and motivate a society to act exactly like you. So as long as we develop this rejection towards money, we can all get wealthy. Because as long as we're all basing each other, you can still have competition. I personally believe that we should get rid of what our corporate structure actually looks like. First of all, did you kind of realize that when you form a corporation, it says you're not legally responsible? Your corporation is the one that's responsible. Telephone ringing, I'm going to join this at another time. Okay, getting into, and I'm sorry if I'm all over the place with my point of view. I'm not an expert. I just know a few things, and I'm a free thinker. I find that I talk a lot better when I don't really have that much structure and just speak freely. Um, a lot comes up when I have discussions with other people, and then that encourages the conversation. So more of what I know comes out. So I'm just sort of like, okay, what's relevant? What is it that we all kind of know now, so that I can sort of go, give you a little information, a little and a little. Like, the way to teach people is really, really a challenge, because it is a matter of knowing where everybody is at. Because a lot of times I assume most people know this stuff, and a lot of people don't know it, I guess, and yet it's right there in front of you. And that's part of the part that was driving me crazy, is it's like, it's right out in front of you. How come you can't see it? How come you support it? Our corporate structure, as soon as you sign that, form a corporation, it says you're not legally responsible. So you can go and kill people and never be legally responsible for that. Oops, it was the corporation, claim bankruptcy, business out of business. But you, the person, financially, profited off of killing other people. So if we have new products to buy within our new economic system, you have to be liable, totally responsible for the harm that you put out into the world, which goes into our justice system of how you can be proven that you've caused harm, and what is the discipline, because the way we have jails, I'll get into a lot more detail in each one of these systems as I want to go along, but even the way we treat criminals is, you're kind of insane if you would have done it anyway. So it's like, nobody's really guilty of anything but being mentally ill. So it's not a matter that we need jails, we need better doctors that know how to cure people that are mentally ill, that commit crime, because that's all it is it's a mental illness if you commit a crime. Because you're not able to see the bigness of the world. You're willing to do harm to other people and don't care about it. And one way that you can come up with a good idea and know that you're not doing any harm is you'll always have activists. That's what their purpose is to find what's wrong. We start security systems. We get hackers that test the system all the time. As soon as you say, this is, the way it is, no, somebody's going to be testing it. So we need to be at one with the two sides, that if you come up with a good idea, then find out activists that say, no, this is harmful for the planet. You need to rework your idea. And that's the thing with humanity, is we can create anything we want. We start off, building a computer that takes, a gym to the size of an iPhone. So we have the potential to do things right. We just choose not to. We choose to profit while the product is somewhat bad, with the intention of trying to make it better all the time, new and improved. But it's never new and improved that gets better for our environment. It gets better and better by doing harm to our planet. So one of the best ways of telling whether you've got a good idea is health. There should be good mental health, good physical health in our societies. If we're doing something right, our health will improve, which means we don't really have a healthcare problem of, who's paying for what, where, when. I mean, that whole issue, it's like if everybody's trying to focus on how can we make everything wrong right somehow. It's like, how can we have all of these systems designed to make everybody sick and be able to pay for everybody to take the medical care that's needed as you die longer. It takes you longer to die if you take a pill, so it's not a system that's even designed to help you. And even the rich, if they're the only ones that can afford good medical care, it's harming them, and they don't know it. It's putting a band-aid on an existing problem that they are going to constantly perpetuate. It's like if they're building a factory that has cancer. They may get cancer and get that cancer cured, but if they go back into their environment, they're going to get something else. They will die eventually. This is the hardest pill. This, to me, is, there's when we're getting into the stage of truth and everything is a lie, everything is dysfunctional, it's like, what is the first lie? And it does have to do with health. And, when you look at some guy that's been curing cancer, AIDS, mental illness, addictions, everything for over 20, 30 years based on curing causes, that means, okay, we don't have to die of any kind of illness. That means every single illness has a cause. If you reverse mechanics death, every single way that we die has a cause that can be cured, even aging. So if we were doing things right, our lifespan should improve and extend, and we should see that we are happy. So that means we're doing something right in our economic system. We are making products better. That's part of the problem that we are having with our economic system, is that we need to build things to break down. So I need, in order for me to go to work today and build a car, I need that car to break down. It can only last so many years so that you'll come and buy a new car. I've worked in car factories, so I've seen the factory deal, and they are not built, they're not even engineered right. I mean, the oil industry has suppressed so much technology that I would never file a patent, because the rich guys are the ones that own government, that see the patents that come in, and they will either steal your idea or they do something to suppress all of these amazing technologies that we have out there. And they twist it or use it to corrupt it within this economic system. But we do have free energy as well, which that would change everything. The price of everything would go down because the price of oil, transportation, increases the price of everything that you buy. So if there is no transportation cost other than the driver, but if the oil wasn't there, if the electricity in the buildings that are used to store, ship, sort, if that expense was not attached to every product would be so much cheaper. But we don't know how to profit from that, because a lot of people are making an awful lot of money off of energy, even in Wall Street. And they're just sitting on their ass doing nothing off the energy that everybody else is making. So what would end up happening is we would work less and earn more if we actually build things to last, and we did things right, and we did things that were based on our environment and good health for people. It's not about that, if we made everything equal, we'd all be poor. It's all about, if everything was equal and we all did everything right, it would look like heaven, because this is looking a little like hell. And if we were going for world peace, in order to get world peace, it would be heaven. So I think that's what humanity's mission is, which brings me to the systems of religion, which seem to be, one way or another, I'm going to hell, according to somebody's religion, because I have to believe in them or I'm going to hell. So if I believe in them, those guys think I'm going to hell. If I believe in them, those guys think I'm going to hell. So I'm going to hell if I die. I'm going to trust them all and believe, it doesn't matter what I believe. If I die, I go to hell. Because obviously I was involved in a sin if doing something wrong ends up killing off human life. I know that that is so friggin' wild to even talk about, and at this stage it's only a potential. And the only thing I would like to suggest is open up the conversation that could this be our lie? Could this be our guide that tells us the difference between good and evil? We all have good ideas, but what does a good idea look like in a social setting? How does it affect society? Who is right, who is wrong? That seems to be, the smartest guy in the room seems to be the one that's most insane. So I think good health should be our guide, even if I'm wrong about that one. Which brings, I think, the smartest people on the planet to the realization that that would mean overpopulation.